Mhm.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Renegade Arcade. This is Kiona, your host. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so don't mind if there's a little bit of ring rust. With me tonight is Brock
Yo.
and Tyler.
Hello.
The boys are back. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So, Tyler, you weren't on the Mortal Kombat episode that we did the last time. So what was your opinion about that movie and about the franchise as a whole, if you would like to start us off here?
Because I was very annoyed they had to work till 11:45 that night because, oh man, what a movie! In some ways better, in some ways worse. Overall, kind of eh. It features now the worst overall Mortal Kombat character in the franchise.
And who might that be?
Traven's younger, crappier brother, Cole Young. Oh my god, this character is so bland. It's so boring.
Yeah, I think they tried to everyman him in there, except,
You can't
because they made him like an
Mortal
MMA
Kombat?
guy. They had like an MMA guy, and but he loses all of his fights.
Exactly.
Well,
that guy's, yeah.
I mean, he didn't like lose all of his fights, but I mean, like at this point, he's losing his fights. So it's a little weird.
yeah, it's like the character was just aggressively terrible and should not have been the protagonist. It should have been literally anybody else.
Mm.
It's like it would have been more interesting if it was freaking Cobra.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the character that like two people played in Apocalypse. Yeah, Armageddon. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No one
Would
remembers that.
we go that far? I don't know if I would go that far, but
No, I think I would. Actually, you know what? I'll go even further. I would have preferred mocap.
now I would have preferred mocap too. Yes. Mocap.
At least that would have been
hilarious.
funny.
It would have been hilarious. No,
Actually, it would have been great.
It would have totally ruined the tone, though.
Well, maybe, but it should have been like Cole Younger going like, "Yo, what's your profession?" I work in a mocap studio. I think he has a reason to suck.
I could actually see that working. Oh my god, that'd be funny. Funny as hell. Oh man. Well, so what would you say? What were the highlights for you, and what were the lowlights for you besides Cole?
The highlight was a guy named Kano. Holy crap, he was the best. I'm so happy that the next day, Twitter apparently had like a top trending link for like 10,000 like tweets. Were just a Kano, and half the comments are like, "Man, Kano had to get a freaking super powered arm to freaking hold that movie up by his own self." I can't disagree.
The memes were fun.
Oh, absolutely.
I did not get to talk about my boy Cabal too much last time, so I will say that Cabal was absolutely hilarious and one of my favorite things about.
Oh, he was good.
Because
Cabal was good, which is he's usually not a character that you can do well, but he was good.
He just comes in there and he's like, yeah, that Shriek Kid is really attractive. I mean, I just love the guy. He was hilarious. I wish that he would stick around and come back for number 2. I don't know though, but
yeah, Mortal Kombat doesn't really have a problem with keeping people alive when they should be dead.
That's
Also
true.
have a sorcerer that's known ability is
Shape
moving
shifting.
souls, so
There you go. Death is but another doorway. So
yep, just ask Quan Chi.
let's hope we never have to.
Yeah, that's true.
Hello, Josh Craig. He's once again back watching. Josh Craig is like the winner for like most consistent live stream watcher. Thank you, Josh, man. Man, you're awesome.
Yeah.
So he leaves us a comment and says they need to make a Mortal Kombat film, but use Karate Kid as inspiration for the structure. Replace Miyagi with Raiden, Daniel with Liu Kang, Katana being Ali, and Kreese could be Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung as John Kreese needs to be a crossover. Like, he needs to literally transform into John Kreese. That would be the most freaking hilarious thing. And, it would just be great. Little Cobra Kai crossover.
Oh, that'd be great.
Kind of thing happening there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Katana being Ali. That's hilarious. Oh my god.
Why not?
Elizabeth Shue. Yum. Anyway, okay. Moving on. She's still good, man. I don't
Mhm.
care. I've seen The Boys. Drink that milk.
Absolutely.
You gotta drink that milk.
You're always-
What is up with the mother's milk thing? Oh my God, Brock! Remember
I
that
don't,
episode?
I don't want to talk about it anymore. I never want to think about any of those scenes in my life ever again. And I know we're gonna get more of it because Mother's Milk is a character. And I looked up what he's about, and I hate it. I hate it with all my soul.
Josh, once again with another comment there. He says, "Y'all are always live streaming when I'm at work." Haha.
Sorry.
So thank you as well for keeping me entertained while I do my business. Awesome,
Very
Josh. All
entertaining,
right,
buddy.
man. We're happy to do so, man. It's like
Oh yeah.
it's why we
Yeah.
exist here on Renegade Pop Culture. It's to entertain the masses.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So, did you like that little George Clooney head shake that I did there? George Clooney head shake. All right. So,
Actually, George Clooney would have been like really good in a Mortal Kombat movie like 30 years ago, maybe.
ER George Clooney,
Yes.
Just trying to picture who he would even be.
dude. Funny little aside here. I know we're doing a lot of asides tonight, but we don't really have a structure, so we're just going off the cuff here. But like, my shout out to Mr. O'Brien, my former teacher back in high school. So one day he was just sitting there and he asked the whole class, "Have you guys ever seen that show
You mean ER?
ER?"
What a random thing to bring up. It's like, guys?
That show.
I know he did it on
Funny.
purpose. It was great.
Nice.
One of my favorite moments
Very
in high
nice.
school. I still remember it, so there you go.
Oh yeah.
But yes, Mr. O, awesome guy. So anyway, yeah. So what else has gone on this week? You know, we've had a couple of releases come out. We've had Nier.
Near replicant.
Nier
Yeah, Nier
Replicant
Replicant.
has come out. It is a replicant of an old game. Let's
But there's
see.
no Tears in the Rain.
Right.
That I know of yet.
That we know of.
I don't think so. I think that everyone would have said like, "There's a Blade Runner reference in this game," but I've not heard anything since. Which for a game called Replicant, that's just why? Why not?
Well, have you played the Nier games?
Okay. I saw a playthrough of the first Nier game, so I have a pretty good idea.
Oh my god. Oh yes. Returnal's coming out tomorrow, so
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
One of
yeah.
our-
Game.
I gotta say it's like one of the first real next gen games. So
I've been told it's what a next gen game is supposed to feel like.
I'm excited, not because I actually have a PS5 because I can never get one. Brock knows this because he was like, "You want to check your messages?" yesterday,
I
and
tried
was like,
last night.
I know you
man.
tried, man.
The
You
worst
tried so
part
hard. I'm
is-
so sorry.
The worst part
did
is
not do it.
I'm just being lazy, and tomorrow I'm paying off the remaining balance on my credit card. If I would have been okay, I could have secured that thing and then just got it for
Don't
someone else.
worry,
Like
man.
my goal is to get someone at some point a PS5. That's my goal in life. And ever since I've gotten it, I want to get one person a PS5.
Well, I might take you up on that and pay you back later. But you know, seriously though, dude.
Yeah,
like-
we'll pay you back in the blood of scalpers.
Oh, trust me.
Oh,
I
geez.
would be the bear Jew of scalpers if I could.
I kind of want to see that now, like edited
Trust
on
me.
YouTube.
If I could, I would. Nothing pisses me off more than scalpers.
We're just like, this is our form of entertainment. Killing people, rip off people on PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series X's.
No,
Let's
my
just-
favorite one was, guys, we're the good guys here.
We're the good guys.
Instead of your kids spending all their time on consoles, they're going to be spending time with their families at Christmas. We're the good guys here. Why are you mad at us? I know that we're soul-sucking dickbags that deserve to die in a fire, but why are we the bad guys here?
Okay, the way you phrase that, it gives me the mental image of Nazis going like, "We're not the bad guy. What are you talking about?"
They're from New York. These Nazis.
Yeah, they're New York scalper Nazis.
Yeah, scalper
Three
Nazis.
worst things ever created by anything.
Oh, hate scalpers. But yeah, I'm looking quite forward to basically everything about what Returnal looks like makes me really happy. But like now I'm starting to hear about the difficulty curve, and I don't know how to deal with it because I hate being one of those people. But 9 times out of 10, whenever someone who is not a game reviewer that actually like plays video games, but then a person who just reviews video games like when they have to and then plays them when they're made to by the company that they work for says a game is hard, 9 times out of 10 it's they don't play video games.
Yeah.
Or it's not their type of game.
Yeah, and I read a review years ago that they said Revengeance was near impossible to play. I am god awful at Revengeance, and I beat that game. God awful at Revengeance, and I beat that game. And they were like, it's so hard, it's whatever. I'm like, if you can't do the parry, yeah, it's hard. But I know people that literally didn't use that parry the entire game and then still beat it. Like,
see, I think it's a cop-out when they say stuff like that, though. Because it's like, obviously, like, dude, don't review the game.
yeah.
Give it to somebody else who can.
Exactly. And that's another thing when they're like, it's too hard. I'm like, what if they purposely made the game to be hard?
True.
Isn't this like the Dark Souls argument? Where it's like, but shouldn't it be for everyone versus but it's not?
And like sometimes even the Dark Souls argument gets weird. It's one of those things where, again, I will point anyone to two streamers. One is Peach Saliva and the other one is Pat Stares At. His girlfriend, Pat, formerly of Two Best Friends, for those that don't know, his girlfriend took 13 minutes to beat the first shadow puzzle in RE7 because she couldn't figure out
the one with the whole like she was trying to rotate it and couldn't. Yeah, okay,
yep, couldn't figure it out. That woman has beat Bloodborne.
Damn.
So it's kind of if anyone can do it, it's one of those things where they're meant to have you beat your head up against it until you're like, oh, do it differently. Don't just try and play it like other games. It's whatever. Can I beat one of them? No, I've tried. The closest one to a Dark Souls-ish game I've beaten is Remnant from the Ashes, and that's the same format. You just have to be like, stop trying to treat every boss exactly the same. They all have their ticks and humbars, and you do it differently. Now, Returnal does look like more of, it's kind of, I wouldn't say Dark Souls difficult, but it's more of a Doom can really be a pain in the ass sometimes difficult.
Yes.
That's what I'm seeing.
It looks very old school. It looks almost like if they were to take like a top-down, like an old school shooter like Smash TV or something and just completely turn it into like a 3D, third-person kind of shooter.
Yeah. It feels like a roguelike bullet hell in third person.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I mean, it makes sense because Housemarque, they've done like Resogun, they've done like all these old school type arcade kind of games before in the past. Nex Machina, Resogun, 2 of my favorite PS4 games. Matterfall is also really good. It's like a good like action platformer. It's 2D, it's super old school. Like that's what I love about their design. So if Housemarque is making this game, you can bet it's going to be quality at the very least.
Oh, absolutely. And if any of you two want to catch it, normally I'm getting back into streaming, I would do Resident Evil games on Fridays, but since 8's coming out next Friday, I'm not starting one of them until I'm just going to do 8, and I'm going to play Returnal tomorrow.
So what you're saying is you're not going to do like 7 on Madhouse?
No. We'll go back to the previous statement. I don't like beating my head up against things. I'm not playing Madhouse on anything. And if the little bit of 8 that I saw with the fighting with that hammer guy, I'm good. Man, I am good.
Did you stop hammer time?
Yeah, exactly. I saw like the first demo footage because I cut myself up to the first demo footage. That doesn't look like it's going to be easy on Madhouse. And yeah, you have. I almost considered it because I pre-ordered the game and that gives you Madhouse first crack, and I'm like, maybe I should. No, that's stupid of me.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Also,
that.
not to make fun of Pat's like wife too much, because when I replayed RE7 a couple weeks back, I actually did the same thing. I was like, "Where's the puzzle piece?" I spent like 2 hours going through the house, and I'm like, "Oh god, it's the wooden statue, isn't it?" Oh no,
it is the wooden statue.
Oh no, it is.
And what I didn't tell everyone about that puzzle is she legitimately didn't figure out the point that she had to press X.
Yeah. Well, I
But,
mean,
hey,
sometimes it's like that though. Sometimes, you get
Yep.
into a corner. Like I've done that in games where it's just like, it's so freaking obvious, and then you just don't do it. As a matter of fact, every time I get stuck on a puzzle, it's usually for some freaking obvious thing. Like I just didn't look in the right spot to find like another place to go or something. Like I remember in Doom Eternal, there was like that one part where you get stuck in like the blood dungeon where everything's like super like gory and stuff. I mean, well, that could be any part of that game, but I mean.
Yeah.
There's like this one part where you have to like ride like the elevator or something. You have to find like this little hidden elevator thing, and you have to kind of go around this like cage or this rusty old cage that was holding like this demon guy, and he was all bloodied, and killed and pulped and whatever. And like, so I could not find the exit to that thing, and I was like, where the hell is the exit? I just could not find it. And then I looked it up, and I was like, it was right around the corner.
That's how it is a lot of times with current gen games now. And like, I had a friend when The Last of Us 2 came out was messaging me because I said I had beat the game already because I took time off for it because I was that excited. That game's a damn masterpiece. I was happy that I did. And then all of a sudden he was in the very first start of it and he couldn't figure out how to get to this one part. And it's in that very beginning section when Ellie and Dina are getting into the wolves territory. And you have to make it through those trailers. And then he's like, how do I get over there? I'm like, grab a brick, get inside the trailer, throw it through that window.
Yeah,
and the trailer broke, and he's like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's like, no, that was really tricky. Like, I remember the first rope puzzle. I was like, what the hell? Like,
yeah.
Man, it was really like, there are certain moments in games, and I don't know if it's just maybe that just like they're not drawing the eye to like where to go, or like it's just confusingly laid out or something. But
well, they're trying as hard as not to basically do what Naughty Dog used to do, and basically like that big thing highlighted in yellow. But it's not like, you remember the old 90s animated series where like they show like a cliffside and the thing that's going to blow up is very distinctly colored differently?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's just like they don't do that much anymore. And I appreciate that. They're starting to get better at it because it is, with how realistic games are starting to look nowadays, it is kind of immersion breaking sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
But
yeah,
they get around it because there's certain ones in like, especially in the last two RE remakes, they'll be really, clever about how where you need to go. Like the only operating light will be like right next to a door that you need to be. So you just don't think about it. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's lighting the pathway. It's right there. I'm like, they have clever ways of doing it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they do.
Really clever ways. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, did you guys see that Ratchet and Clank State of Play?
I did. Do you know who voices Rivet?
I did.
Yes, I do.
Jen Hale, baby.
Yes.
Jen Hale forever.
It took me a second to really hear her voice in that because she did a really good job of like making herself sound younger. And
oh, she sounds so young.
Yeah.
I was like, that can't be her.
Well,
that sounds like her, but I'm
how
like,
do people do that? Like,
I don't know.
God, I don't even know. Yeah.
I'm happy though.
It's crazy. You know what I am getting a little bit tired of, though? This is one of my pet peeves now. I'm getting a little bit tired of, like, I totally get, like, we need to give developers, like due credit and everything. Like, I totally understand that. And I totally, like, I enjoy it when they come in and they introduce, like, a trailer and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I miss trailers with mystery. And I miss the ones that actually do not have a narration telling us what the hell is going on screen. Like, just let me figure it the fuck out. Because, like, I just think that, like, back in the day, like in yesteryear, I'm 40 years old, guys, okay? Back in the day, it's like, I don't know, I just felt like it was more exciting watching these things because now it's just like, oh, Ratchet is going into a new world because he sees Clank is with that other Lomax and he's like kidnapped. So now you have to follow Clank. And it's just like, don't narrate what I can see clearly on screen. I don't need that. I don't need that. Ratchet and Clank is not, this is not the Dead Sea Scrolls, guys. I don't need a translation. Okay. Like, I mean, Ratchet and Clank is a platformer. It's an action game. It looks good. Frame rate's a little weird, but like it bugs me now. Like, it's just like, oh, let's go see the weapon vendor. And then it's so,
Yeah, it's one of those things where you hope that you see the trailer when it's not in a presentation, because especially when it's next gen games, they're trying to like see new things. They're acting like it's brand new technology or something that's never been done in a game before. Like, I get it. Like, explaining the stuff that you're loading the whole world and not like a chunk of it, like that you can say. That's fine.
Understandable.
But don't be like, yo, here's the person, and then Bud, and they say their name 5 seconds later. I'm like, why?
Let's go walk up to the weapon vendor.
Yeah, that to me is a little. And also, I wouldn't mind if they had a person who sounded a little bit more excited about their job. Like, now we are going to go talk to her, and she's going to let you know about weapons. I'm like, are you giving me like erectile dysfunction medication, or like are you telling me about a video game? Like, oh look, like, I find they have to do this because it's the way of it, but yeah,
the Viagra bomb.
That would be in Saints Row.
That would be insane.
Right next to the dubstep gun.
The dubstep gun is the best. It is the best.
Oh
man, where did Tyler go?
Is he he is back.
Okay,
I think he's trying to get his connection a little bit more
I'm
sorted out.
Oh my gosh,
I literally have no idea what just happened.
Okay.
That's okay, man. Don't worry about it. Live stream.
This day's been a cavalcade of errors, I guess. Oh well.
Sounds like my sex life. What?
Sounds like my non-existent one. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
but
like late night.
I dropped out a Gen. I dropped out. I dropped that. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Got you, man. Okay, I wasn't sure, like, because it wasn't sure when the microphone was working out. Okay, I cut out a Jen Hale. I'm never gonna not miss that lady.
Of course,
she's like doing. It seemed like for a long while she wasn't doing anything, and now she's just getting more into it.
Yeah, she's taking like a lot of secondary roles, like lately.
Yeah,
seemed like. But
like, the last thing I remember her doing, honestly, was the trailer for Andromeda.
Oh, true.
Did you do the trailer for Andromeda? Or the teaser for Andromeda?
The send-off thing where they were doing the whole inspirational talk as the arc shot off.
Oh, okay, I remember that.
Oh, yeah, that was cool. That was very, very cool.
I was like, and they chose the right Shepherd.
That Shepherd is I was gonna say, does this mean that Shepherd's canon female? Because I think I'm gonna take that as fact.
Well, I don't know if we want to do that to poor Mark Muir.
I don't know. In my heart, a canon Shepherd is a female Shepherd that can romance Callie.
Dude, I'm right there with you.
I know. It's like, no offense to Mark Muir, but like the last time
well, let me tell you, if I were to do like a movie or TV show based on Mass Effect, what I would do is I would just have the Shepherd siblings.
Yep, absolutely. That was one of the coolest aspects they did about Andromeda.
Yeah, do what they did with Ryder.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
That would work really well.
Yeah, I have nothing against that.
Yeah, so...
And then you should be Jen Hale be Chakwas.
I love it. I love it so much.
It's not just a lot of like...
Uh-oh.
Oh, buddy, you're cutting out pretty bad.
Oh, cutting out.
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh,
jeez. My mic dies, or at least headphones dies. Oh, shit.
That's okay.
It's all right. Get yourself. It's all right, man. You got time.
We still have time.
Oh no,
we're not going anywhere for.
But like,
hour.
yeah, let's like we're talking about Returnal coming out this Friday. This is becoming the busiest. Like I don't have time.
It's a busy 3 weeks
game anymore. Returnal, RE8, and then freaking the Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Yes.
I'm
so looking forward to that. My God.
Yeah, I'm going to be leaving basically the Legendary Edition for a little bit to my streaming, and it's just going to be Mass Effect Mondays because I need to finish RE8 before I concentrate on anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not happening. I'm going to be nigh miserable at work trying to beat Returnal in a week because I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, Returnal, that looks pretty tough. I mean, it looks like it's going to be really good though. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
They also did they did one that was called like Outland. Outland?
Outland?
Was it Outland? Wait, hold on. Let me try.
Housemark?
Yeah, Housemark.
They've only done like 4 or 5 games, right?
Yeah, I mean I think so. Hold on a second. I don't know if I'm remembering the title right for that. Outland, yeah.
There you go.
It was basically a 2D platformer, but it had the polarity kind of thing, so it had like kind of a light and dark sort of mode, or like
Nice.
fire and water kind of a thing, something like that. So like the bad guys would shoot like certain colored, the certain color of bullets and stuff, and you could avoid it if you turned your character, if you like shifted polarity and became the same color as the bullet.
Okay.
And so you could kind of just pass through it. It was like Ikaruga, it was kind of like that game. Or it was...
the weird part is it gives you really bad flashbacks to the DMC reboot.
Oh yeah.
the what do I want to say?
Okay, is this better now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hear me guys now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I really had to disconnect my microphone because of, I guess it's the microphone I was using because my last headphones died. Is not whatever. It's fine now.
It's okay.
We can hear you now. But yeah, before they did
Okay,
I want to say it was the complete edition or whatever they took away the different weapon types for the different enemies because it didn't work with their combos. It was bad. They did not think it through well.
Oh man, yeah. I'm kind of sad that game gets such a bad rep though, because I like Ninja Theory as a company.
I do too, and the sad part is I would have been very okay with a sequel, and Hideki liked it too. And like Itsuno helped a ton of that game, and like it could have done well. It's just that
I did not love the Dante redesign. I will say that I did not.
I don't mind the Dante. I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind his redesign as much. I just don't like how they handled some of his dialogue sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I like Cat. The idea of like a nowadays like druid like spellcaster type of chick is cool. Yeah. I really like the redesign of Virgil after they got rid of that fucking hat. That thing was stupid. But like they didn't need to make Virgil a villain at the end of that game. You had Mundus in the game. Like, why? There was no pressure. That would have been a perfect setup. And then
as I'm aware, it's ironic me saying that's a terrible hat while wearing this hat.
No, that one is. Do you remember what that thing looked like?
Hold on. I remember. It was terrible.
For everyone who is watching.
Yeah.
You know, when you want to see someone who looks intimidating, tell me, does this look intimidating to you? Virgil, the lone samurai. That.
Oh, I'm shaking out of my.
Yeah, he looks like a terrible extra from like Gangs in New York.
He does, and it's like the rest of his getup is awesome, like the actual jacket with like the blue flares and stuff like that. Outside of it has like the Nazi, but besides of that, it's fine.
I am shaking right now. I'm so scared.
Yeah, and it's like the system that they had for switching stuff was kind of cool, and ideas behind it were great, but it could have been cool. It could have been because Ninja Theory makes good games. Like Senua's Sacrifice is great.
Remember that game Enslaved?
I was saying
yes.
DNC overall has a lot of problems, but it has some really great boss fights. I would say that the fight with newscaster Bob is a top 10 best fight.
Bob Barbas, just doing God's work. It's amazing. Like, hey, what would be a great boss fight? Bill O'Reilly. And like you had the news ticker and you like ran across like the blips of the introduction of the Raptor newscast. I was like, this is awesome. Oh man. But it also in the DLC introduces almost one of the worst enemies in DMC history is in the Virgil DLC of that game. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh. The first time you ever got original Virgil content that wasn't just a repaste of Dante stuff, and it is terrible. I have taken craps that were better than that DLC. You guys want to talk? You ever hear someone talk about reuse asset dumps for like lazy reworks? Nothing, in my opinion, beats that game. You play over the same level like 3 times that was in the first game.
Which DLC?
The Virgil's Downfall DLC.
Oh Jesus God! That was not
Oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's so
the
bad.
closest example of that level of laziness reused was I'm probably the only person on this planet who bought the DLC for Wolfenstein 2. Do not buy the DLC for Wolfenstein 2.
Like New Colossus or 2?
Yeah, New Colossus. It had like
Okay.
it was called like the Freedom Chronicles, where it's like 3 different stories set in this universe. Sounds good. Until you realize every single area is copy pasted from the main game, and they did not even try remotely to make it look like anything else.
Oh, that sucks.
Where it's like, huh, Springfield, Illinois sure looks a lot like Texas to me. Venus sure looks like the moon. I wasted Claudia Black, too.
Oh God, criminal.
Yeah.
That's criminal. It's a
Yeah,
crime.
I know.
I say it's a crime.
So
Virgil's
that's
hats.
the closest
Best
level
thing ever.
of laziness to like Virgil's like DLC, because that one makes the game worse.
It does. And like you could tell they didn't care because in the cutscenes, it's like this weird paper mache like folding thing that does not match any of the other DLCs. And hey, so here's a question for you. In none of the original like Capcom Devil May Cry games, we're talking about Devil May Cry a lot for me actually finally wearing my Nero shirt on stream, you never get to fight like have a proper like brand new fight with Dante that's not different outside of 4, because Dante was an actual fight in that. And now in this game, you see Dante show up because Virgil technically like is like dying, and then he's haunting him, and this is brand new content. And they're like, "Oh, Dante's taunting you. We should go have him fight Dante." And then it leads up to you going up to him and a cutscene starting. You kick him in the chest, he falls to the ground. You stab him, and he disappears.
I know, it was like lock level fight laziness.
Yeah, and then you fight a really horrible boss fight against a shadow version of Virgil. I'm like, no one wanted to do this.
What?
You fight Dante.
That's a dumb.
Why would you not fight Dante?
That's so stupid.
I don't get it.
That really does sound like Lock and Chief.
But you guys, they were so honest to you with the interpretation, with the like. This is what I don't like when I get it. I don't want to go on another Cyberpunk rant, but people are like, they were so dishonest with the marketing. You didn't come close to what you got in the video game. And then no one mentions Halo. Do you not remember for
Halo,
a
I
year
mentioned
leading
Halo.
up to that bullshit of Locke versus Chief, where it's like, who's telling the truth?
Hunt the
And-
truth. Hunt the truth. It was a
Like, hunt the
great ad
bullshit.
campaign. It was a great ad campaign.
Yeah.
It was a horrible.
The thing is, you know what game also had a
though.
good ad campaign? Dead Island 1. People don't remember the game.
Yeah, because it's terrible. Or like that bullshit with like, I love Guerrilla Games, but they lied when they were
Also-
advertising the I can't remember if it was 2 or whatever
I think
for
it was
Killzone. They were like, this is live action footage. That's
Yes.
a cutscene.
That's a
No, it's not.
That was a cutscene.
Or not live action gameplay footage. It was just
I remember how that was supposed to be like live footage or something that they were playing, which it was so not.
Yeah, and then they actually got sued for it. Not them. Alien Colonial Marines.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst
Well, that's the
example
most
in my
famous
opinion.
example.
That's that one's just horrible. Oh my gosh, that game's so bad.
Yes, that was the moment I realized Randy Pitchford's
How
not
do
a
you-
good person.
No,
How do you screw up an Aliens Colonial Marines game? How do you
I
screw
don't
that
know.
up? I don't
You
know.
do it
either.
this way.
Also, can we get an isolation sequel?
Seriously.
Please?
Yeah, I'm
The
surprised we've been
Jaguar
waiting on that for, like, what,
AVP
7 years
game was better.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
At this point,
You
I
know,
would
okay.
want a really late movie
Hot
game.
This
super-
is like our pet peeve episode. What's
Super hot
happening here?
take here. Super hot take here, but I actually think Alien Isolation's kind of overrated.
I don't think it's the greatest game ever made, but we're gonna talk about games when the Alien franchise that we want sequels of. List 3 others.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That one I want sequels to because it has a lot of potential. But the
Jaguar
big problem that
AVP?
kills it for me.
Just Alien.
problem that kills it for me
Nothing
is
else. Just
that link.
Alien.
Just Alien. Okay, well,
That
You
link
got,
is
like,
what
no
kills
other
it for me.
options.
The game is like 20 freaking hours long.
Yeah.
That's way too long for a horror game.
well, you get your money's worth.
I don't. 20
Yes,
is
but
to me
by
the
that-
perfect limit for a long game. I don't need a 60-hour horror game. I'm okay with 20.
True.
I don't know. Just for me, it's like after 20 hours, I'd seen everything, and the game wasn't scaring me anymore. When it threw like the 20th android at me, I'm like, shoot it. It's a solid first 6 hours. Like everything from the first alien encounter, I'd say up to when you jettison it in space. Great, amazing. But then everything past that point feels like filler.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Resident Evil game.
Well, yeah,
I'm
that's the thing,
kidding.
'cause I'm like, Resident
Everyone,
Evil
I'm
is
kidding.
one
That's a joke at the fact that they always do their first areas really good, and then the kind of rest is just bleh after that.
That's why
yeah,
I
it's
didn't
true.
want RE3
Well,
remake,
I don't know.
man.
Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7.
Are you really
going
going to tell me the
the
salt mine was better than the Baker House?
Well, no, I'm counting the house and then the old house and then the testing facility as 3 different areas.
I know, but here's the thing. Cool. Baker House. What's the second area? Baker House.
No.
Lab.
The second house.
I know.
No, the
which
second one is the
basically
ship.
another Baker House. It just only was Marguerite. So as soon as you got
Well,
out
then
of the
if you count it
Baker
that way,
residence, it kind of shot itself in the foot.
Ship and then mine.
Mhm.
Yeah. I didn't hate the ship. I know everyone hates the ship, but I didn't hate it.
Well, a good chunk of the ship is Mia looking for like a fuse. That's the shit part of it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess I felt okay. Yeah, I can't really defend the ship very much.
It's cool.
The coal mine goes over in like 5 minutes. So you know what? It's like whatever.
The visual effects of it are really cool. I will give it that. Like the stuff that you go through, and again, we were going to get a lot of it considering it's one of the guys that wrote the game, so you're going to get a lot of creepy little girl in it. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. When someone told me that the writer of Fear was involved with RE7, I'm like, you know what? This all makes sense now.
I'm glad we went the scary little girl route and not the main villain rapes you at the end.
Yes, we don't.
Fear
I don't
2.
think that guy wrote that game.
I know. I was
What
just
a
like, which
game.
Fear did this guy write?
He wrote the DLC for the first Fear, which were
Oh.
fine.
Okay.
Those games get weird. Oh boy, those games.
Yeah,
get
those
weird.
games get after Fear 1, it gets
Almost one messed up mama. That's all I gotta say.
exactly. That one don't need that, but
Ay.
you know,
We don't need
no, actually, I replayed the whole Resident Evil 7. Still holds up really well. I actually really like the DLC. Haven't played those in a long time.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just really glad that we got away from college student Chris, and we're back to
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I was fine
linebacker
with
Chris.
the new voice actor.
Shoulder
but
punching.
That
Chris?
design, the design, just the weird thing is the way he plays is like Chris, where you can just stun enemies and then punch their heads off. That's a game feature, but he looks normal. It's no fun.
Well, it's like that was the thing where I'm like, Chris has a distinctive look. Even when he didn't look like a roided out rage monster, he had a distinctive look.
Mhm.
That guy, when it showed up, I was like, oh, that's a new Umbrella person. And they're like, name's Redfield. I'm like, no, it's not. You have borderline blonde hair. Who are you?
What? Yeah, no. Yeah.
Like, I could
Yeah.
beat you up.
At
What
this
is
point,
going
the
on
running
here?
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
Honestly, of all the DLC characters, freaking like Joe Baker could have beat his ass.
Yeah, well, Joe Baker, that dude is nuts. They need to make more dumb DLCs like that. They really do. Because that is the definition of one person was like, hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah, RE7 in general kind of goes between the line of being genuinely scary and kind of campy. So it's like a mixture of like 1 and also 4. End of Zoe is just full on camp, and I love it.
Well, that's one thing with the Resident Evil games, especially. I think that they're kind of like with their newer they're treating them differently. Like the remakes are like, these are serious. These are like the old games. There's a little bit of humor, but it's whatever. Yeah. But now we're treating these newer games that aren't remakes with a bit more brevity, and we're not making them. I'm one of those people that gets irritated when they call it early game zombie game, since technically there was almost no zombies in any Resident Evil game. They're all virus victims. But
true.
Now they're just like weird rednecks with chainsaws. Vampires, Romania. Yeah, let's go. It's just kind of like they're like, whatever. I don't care. Let's have fun. We've done everything else. We had Colonel Sanders that turned into a giant velociraptor. Like, I mean, the rules are out the window.
Exactly. And End of Zoe is a giant redneck Vietnam vet who fist punches his way through zombies, monsters, and his undead brother in a freaking like wrestling match. Like, you're freaking clothesline like amazing. Swamp Monster Jack and ripping his head off. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And like supposedly there's rumors that like we're gonna get another Ethan Winters game in RE9 that's gonna close off a trilogy of his. How has he become the most important person in Resident Evil history?
I don't even know.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's almost a running gag because in the first game, what is his superpower? I don't know. He has a bachelor's degree in engineering.
I don't even remember that. If that was in lore somewhere, I totally missed it.
I think that's in like the email you get in the very first one where you can miss it if you don't check it before you enter the house. Where it's just like, yeah, I'm just living my day job, bachelor's degree in engineering, and then my wife disappeared for 3 years, and then she came back, and now I got to go find her.
Oh,
can somebody just come up to him and say, "You, the master of engineering"?
Yes, exactly. You, the master of.
I'm pretty sure they gave him that so they could kind of excuse them, like making a grenade launcher or whatever.
Well, he didn't make that though. That was just in the house. That was just in a baker closet. You don't make the flamethrower.
And again, the flamethrower is also pre-made too, so it's like,
yeah,
okay.
I was just like, that was one thing where I was like, okay, I get it. They're weird for 3 years. That's why they have bodies in the basement. I'm like, why did Joe Baker have a flamethrower in the closet? Like, we see these were normal people before this. Why is there a grenade launcher with chemical rounds in the basement?
I presume this was just Lucas screwing around. Maybe.
I don't know.
He seemed bored very easily.
Yeah. And then those also are like, yeah, they're creepy. That's why we have this in the basement. I'm like, they built a morgue in their basement because they're creepy? Like, what? What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, that's what I do if I was creepy.
What I'm happy about from what I've seen from the demo for RE8, the first one anyway, is that they've basically given Ethan an extension of that personality you can kind of see if you look hard enough in RE7, which is progressively a very bored man. Because I'm like, I'm sorry, his reaction to seeing Marguerite, Spider-Woman monster is just to go, oh, well, I guess that's new.
Well, to be honest,
okay.
in an RE game,
pretty casual.
I was very okay with that response because
I'm okay with that. I really
Spider
am okay
Vagina was a new one. I'm gonna be honest.
The best one-liner though is when you're fighting Final Form Jack, and he goes, "This is getting pretty old, Jack."
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's just bored. He's just like, yeah, seen already. Want to go home.
Well, did either of you play the demo of Resident Evil 8?
No, I didn't get a chance to because it's the most stupidest thing on the planet.
Well, it's back up now.
Yeah,
it's back up
the way
now?
this was set up was terrible.
Yeah. I don't know why they would do this.
They left it open until launch.
If you design the demo, maybe, and I mean maybe, don't make the time pass when you're in the pause menu trying to get like subtitles on.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I'm just adding subtitles because I always do that with my games, and then it just like
I got right to the point where like they're about to open the door, and then it shut off. Like right to that point, and I was just like,
"That's stupid. That's unbelievably stupid." It's just like, okay, hey, carve out this day. Hope you weren't doing nothing, and then everyone, why? This game has so much hype behind it, and you put out something that has just a narrowed down timetable on it for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
None whatsoever.
They should have
It's
just
not like
released it.
Also,
Just been like, dude.
Just the way to download is weird too, where it's you have to do it within 8 hours, but you can only play it for 1 hour, well, half an hour really. But at this point, I don't. That's the only misstep I've had with the game so far is the fact that didn't make any sense.
No.
Yeah.
And they did great with 7. I don't get why they didn't just copy the same formula.
Also, I will say that the demo was different than the way RE7's demo was. So RE7's demo was like its own little slice chunk that has no real connection with anything. It's actually much similar to like Maiden. This one, it just looks like it's half an hour of the main game.
Yeah.
It would have been cool if everybody could play the Maiden demo, like,
The Maiden demo was awesome.
Because I don't have a PS.
That was the single scariest experience I've had in a video game.
I remember seeing
that scared the ever-living shit out of me. Oh
yeah.
And that was funny because I had watched Maximilian dude play it before I watched you play it, Brock, and then he was like the way that you were reacting to like just the footsteps and everything, you were just like
the sound. That guy deserves a raise. Whoever did the sound design in the game deserves all the money. Because just like what I want to say, their proximity to stuff is much better in this. They have a lot more stuff that's like on walls, like chains and things. Like just random moments where I walked by and wind hit a chain and it scared the shit out of me. Because in all those moments, they're like, you're just waiting for something to jump out and kill you. And
and there was that door that had something that was trying to get out, and you know there was something behind it, and it's just like,
I'm gonna end up shitting myself live on stream. I have a bad feeling. It's not gonna be a good time.
That's the funny thing, because everyone keeps going like, oh man, these characters are so sexy and cool. But I'm like, did you play the freaking demo? They're not.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think they still are.
I still think I might let one of those daughters kill me, but you know.
I would let her destroy me. Yes.
Daughters? Are you kidding me? We all know it's gonna be the real queen of the game.
No, I'm still the person that would prefer the daughters. I'm one of those guys.
I mean, okay, I'm into older women, but no, you can take the goth girls.
I like older women too. I'm not saying that I think that MK11 Sindel is one of the most attractive women on the planet.
Oh, thank God, I'm not going to about that.
Also, did you guys hear on the Resident Evil live stream that happened maybe a couple weeks ago, where they pronounced Lady Dimitrescu?
Yeah, it's the U is
silent. Yeah, and every Romanian person went like, "U." The U is not supposed to be silent, so this is kind of like how in RE4, where this is not actual Spanish they're speaking.
Yeah, the best part is like it's. That was one thing where I had a couple of friends that spoke Spanish, and they're just like, there's a couple of things that kind of sound like Spanish, but oh boy, is this stretching it.
Yeah, I have a friend who is like from New Mexico and has parents that are in like, I think Mexico City, and he straight up said, well, I loved RE4. But they sound like they're saying like a weird, like mixed up Mexican Spanish, not Castilian Spanish, like it's supposed to be in this town. Yeah, whatever.
And it also it doesn't happen in Spain, but they're speaking Spanish. Like I don't get it. Like, Europe. Yeah, it's like what they like to say.
I'll just chalk it up to Japanese translation didn't make that quite work. Yeah, whatever. Dimitrescu, whatever.
Everybody's gonna mispronounce.
What I will say is, what I love is how Capcom has just fully embraced the thirsty fans. Like they're not even hiding it.
Well, it's a game made in Japan, so
they're putting up live.
Oh, I know, but I'm thinking of that sponsored YouTube video where the guy are going, and this is sponsored by Capcom. Here's what happens if you get stepped on by thirsty vampire mama.
I repeat, Japan. There's some weird people.
I know. Oh, I know.
That trailer shot of
they're leading
just sucking the blood out of your wrist is just like
that's
okay. That screenshot. Even when they first revealed that back in like I want to say January, I kind of thought, what's going on there? That looks a little weird. And then like, oh, in full motion, oh, that looks actually even worse or better,
Depending on your preference.
depending on your preference.
I support it.
Yeah. Do
I
what
support
you need to.
But going with the
Gonna be-
accents, the weird thing is, from what I saw from like Romanian users during that live stream, they think the voice actress actually nailed what a Romanian accent sounds like.
That's good.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, they're saying like it's a subtle but very accurate like Central Romanian accent is what I saw. I'm like, okay,
Does she have an
I'll take their
accent?
word for it. Yeah,
I
I
don't
guess. I didn't
don't
notice
even-
it, but
I didn't even
Romanian.
realize it.
I guess. Well, then again, it's one of those weird things where it's like I don't consider myself to have an accent, but like I go outside of Wisconsin and everyone's like, "Man, you talk funny." I'm like, like what?
I live in Ohio, the land of no accent.
So, yeah.
I'm from Hawaii, so if I ever bust out pigeon on here, it's gonna sound really
Okay.
weird. To everybody out there.
Also that voice actress. Okay, they have not announced who it really is. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like how they couldn't tell you who Jill is until RE3 came out. But
Didn't
I'm
you
going
say
to
they
put
announced?
so
Didn't you
much.
say they announced it? I thought you
Well,
posted
no, okay,
in the chat.
here's people started saying this, and apparently this got added to IMDb briefly before it was taken down. And then the voice actress that everyone thinks it is said no, but she said it in a really kind of coy manner, like. That wasn't me, but whoever did that did an awesome job. Mm-hmm. And then someone just posted a screenshot of the voice actress's face and Lady Dimitrescu's face, and they look so similar.
So who is it?
And I'm like, I'm pretty sure. I'll post it in like the.
I'll just say, well, that
chat.
would be really weird if they actually took the face model off her, because that is something they never do. They normally get the face model from someone else and then get the voice actor from someone else.
Okay, look at this. Okay, I posted in like the group chat. But
no, it could be. It's just
Mary
that
Elizabeth.
they don't. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's Mary Elizabeth McGuinn, the voice actress who's the wife of Steve Blum.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I met her and Steve one time. Pretty awesome.
I got to meet Steve.
Really? I've met Steve, but not
awesome.
her. But reason why I say that because she's 54. That character looks kind of 54ish. The facial structure looks pretty similar. When that character first spoke in the trailer, the Reddit was going like, "Is that Steve Blum's wife?" And the biggest tip off for me, she was in RE3 technically. Because Mary McGlynn is the official voice for Alex Wesker, and she showed up in was it Insurrection? I think it was the multiplayer mode.
If she's the voice for Alex Wesker, then she would have been in RE Revelations 2.
Yeah, she was mostly in Revelations 2, but she also showed up in RE3, the multiplayer mode.
Okay.
And a lot of voice actors are being clearly pulled from RE3 into RE8 because the voice of Chris is Carlos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, they changed him up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they changed the voice, and
I
I know
see that.
Jill's in there somewhere. Jill's in there as one of the villagers, and the guy who plays Lady Dimitrescu's brother, Mr. Heisenberg, is very clearly Nikolai.
Yeah.
So they're keeping it in the family, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're keeping it in the family. I think what happened is they probably recorded their stuff for RE3 way back when, and then I guess whoever was in charge of 8 went, I like these people. I'm going to use you for this.
Well, that's a Capcom thing, period. Capcom likes to reuse the same people, like, in everything.
Yeah, and Capcom never uses major famous voice actors. They're always kind of like,
good,
hardworking voice actors.
They figured out after a while that they don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's good.
She won't admit that Mary McGlynn won't openly say she's Lady Dimitrescu, but I'm 99% sure it's actually her, and it's just the NDA saying that you can't do it until launch.
Whoa, what the hell? They just, okay. There's some, hold on. While they were talking about this, something just got posted on my Facebook. Hold on.
Ooh, what?
As we're talking about RE8.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's some pretty sweet pictures here. Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
yeah.
That looks so...
Oh, that totally, like, that
this is something I have to say
from the Final Fantasy VIII thing? Totally.
Oh yeah. Let's see what.
Wow. Whoa.
Whoa!
Wow.
Evil Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah,
there.
this is the other bosses that briefly show up in the trailer they released during that live stream, which that trailer was awesome.
Whoa.
That thing looks like
That-
that looks like Slappy's goth ex-girlfriend.
Dude,
That's
that's
amazing.
The Reddit
That's
had
gonna
the
freak
Reddit
me
had a
the
really
fuck
good break.
out.
The Reddit had a really good breakdown of all these characters after the trailer, which is okay. Looks like they're going for like 4 separate different types of horror with all these major bosses because it's 4 houses that serve Lady Mother Miranda. Obviously, we know Demetra and Heisenberg, who looks more like a Bloodborne character, and then we have the Monroe character. Dr. Moreau obviously is the name, but it looks more like a freaking like Lovecraft monster. Like you could fit that guy in like Shadow over Innsmouth. Also that too, and then what's his
that
and then
looks very interesting.
Puppet, Stimulating Woman.
The designs are really, really good. Yeah.
This looks like the feather motif and stuff that's in the logo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Huh. Nice.
That's where they got it.
I'm excited. Those
and
that freaking RE engine is gorgeous.
It's godly, man. That engine.
Sorry, I think I cut out for a moment. Sorry. That last lady, the Benvenuto one. Someone looked up that name. It's a reference to like a small town in Italy that has a lot of witch culture and like puppetry. So it's like, okay, I see where you're getting this.
Nice.
That thing looks like it's gonna haunt my dreams.
And
oh yeah.
That's the thing. Like, as the developers kept saying, the game is much more than just the castle in the village. So
yep.
Yeah,
they really haven't showed up much of any other character except for our heartthrob. Yeah. I think I read like 14 to 18 hours was what someone actually estimated. I think IGN said that.
Oh, I would imagine it's more than that. I got 14 hours out of 7.
Yeah, it's probably going to be.
I got that in my first playthrough too, but I was like looting everything like crazy.
Yeah. Well, I have to see because
intrigue.
But yeah, that first trailer, or well, actually the last trailer from the live stream, excellent stuff. Although I will say, without any context, that last trailer line is utterly bizarre. Where it's like Ethan yelling at Chris, "Finish me!" It's like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what is all going on with Chris and that.
Yeah. Wonder if he's a werewolf.
Yeah, that's the one where I'm like, I just have no idea where they're taking any of that.
They're hinting.
Yeah, they said it's the end of his story, and then they're talking about Ethan getting another game. So I'm like, is you talking about Redfield?
That would be ballsy. It's like, and this is how Chris Redfield dies, along with the bloodline.
No, they still got Claire. Someone's gonna
Claire.
So there's gonna be some future state game where Claire's finally got a kid.
We need more Claire and Jill. I'm sorry, we do.
I want another Jill game.
Honestly,
so bad.
Yeah.
Actually,
that'd be great if at the end of the game, where you freaking like you're walking away with Chris Redfield's head after cutting him off, and then the last scene is like, "That's my sister."
Yeah, it's either that or they're like they're trying to, or like if Chris does die and they're like trying to contact people that were close to him, and they just bring up a phone and like in the contacts it just says Jay Valentine, I'll lose my shit. The ladies of RE, we need them again, please.
Mm-hmm.
And I realize that we just got 2 games that featured both of them. I don't care.
No, we want more.
Yes. That don't count.
They're so good.
Yeah, but are they ever going to show
Rebecca Chambers back? Damn it! I know
bring
that
back Rebecca, bring back Sherry, bring back everyone.
I know that. Man, I can't think of his name. One of the main Resident Evil people hates Rebecca Chambers. I can't think of his name.
What? Why?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's one of the main guys. It's I think it's the guy that made 4. I can't think of his name.
Oh,
is it Kamiya? No, not Kamiya. I can't think of it. But yeah, he legitimately does not like Rebecca Chambers, and is why she's only been in basically 0, and that was about it outside of the main game she appeared in.
Yeah, 1 and 0. That's a shame.
And then she's in I can't remember what movie. She's in one of the movies for a hot second.
This
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
count.
No, I'm just talking about appearances, period.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
she
I
wasn't
hope
in
what-
6, because everyone shows up in 6.
So
I
they're
didn't
still
want to talk about 6 because they didn't have Claire Redfield in a fucking video game where you have Sherry Wesker as a grown adult or Sherry Birkin as a grown adult. That is a set
sorry,
on the
tell me,
tee home run, and you're like, nah. What about Jake Wesker though? No.
Yeah, you want Jake?
And then the wet fart that was what's his face military man. Get a first name that sounds like a last name. I can't think of it. Chris's
I know
partner.
who that you're talking about, but I don't remember.
Exactly.
Yeah, that guy.
You know who that should have been? Jill.
Yep.
Why wasn't it?
How do you make a game where you're like, all the big guns are going to be here? We need someone that's close to Chris to take him out of his stupor because he's lost some memories and he's a drunk now. Who would be the most qualified? His partner and best friends from Stars? No. This guy? No. How about you get Jill? Let's not be stupid. Oh, Sherry Birkin's back? The girl that the entire time made a really cool friendship with Claire Redfield? What would be the coolest thing to show? Claire and her kicking ass as adults? What if we had fist punchy boy Jake? Oh, no one likes that. Okay.
That would have been something. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I punched your dad into a volcano.
It's like, yeah. Like, your dad was a jackass. Like, they could have easily had Jake still in there, just not have him be the person you play as. Like, that plot line could have still been there.
Yeah, make him the partner. If you're gonna do it, you shouldn't. But, you know,
Like, they kidnapped Jake. Why is Jake important? Let's find out. Always a Wesker? Cool. Your dad, like, turned me into a blonde.
do we also need Ada Wong's evil twin sister?
Let's not talk about that
Yeah, like, we didn't
campaign.
need that. Yeah,
That
no,
campaign was ass.
Yeah, no.
That
The games
campaign
don't
was
act like that
ass.
happen anymore either. So you know what? We're fine. Like
No.
the apocalypse happened, but then you get to RE7, and I guess the world's fine again.
Yeah, don't worry. China didn't explode with a virus. It's fine. We're just gonna forget all that ever
No.
happened.
The only tie together is that I guess the Spencers made this stupid house in Louisiana, and that one lady who was a reporter is now like mayor, I guess.
Yeah, I don't love how that's every time. It's like, hey, did the Spencers make this place? No, we're gonna make you think they did. Every mansion is automatically made with dumb Spencer-like traps.
Most relatable Ethan line where he looks at one of those skeleton doors with like this stupid like crow keys. He's like, "Who the fuck made this place?"
Exactly. I don't get it. What or no? Oh, my favorite one is Carlos in the remake 3. Well, that's a weird fucking door when he sees the spade key.
Oh yes.
I'm fine with that.
I
Just, like,
love characters
Is
like
that the thing? Like, you play that DLC, it's like a prequel to like RE7, where it's like daughters. It's like, no, those aren't there. It's a normal household. When did these show up?
Yep. Yeah. And then it just within minutes
Although-
it gets weird.
Although, even in the daughters DLC, they had the weird thing where it's like the 3 lion heads for the front door. So I guess it was not that normal a family.
I don't know.
Definitely not.
It's like,
I don't know.
Mom, where's the lion head key? I want to go out on a date. It's like, you're not letting you get out the front door, Missy.
There's an elaborate puzzle for you.
There is. That boy wants to get in your pants. He's got to find these 3 lion heads.
You gotta
Then
break
will we
this
give him
pot
the
into
key for the
inside the
chastity
garage.
Mom, I can't find the duct tape to reset the breaker. Get the knife. We only have one in the whole house. That is strong tape.
I know. That's what I felt too. And it's like, why do I need a pocket knife to open up this tape? I can just use my fingers. Come on.
Exactly.
tough.
It's peel it. No, you have no idea. This is Flex Seal, and that shit is not coming off.
The Baker family were big supporters of Gorilla Glue.
Exactly.
Logic.
Hey, in RE games, if they're just like that
There
was
is
the
no
where I was
logic.
like, how old school are these games gonna be? How are we gonna get through that door? there's tape. You need to find a knife. I'm like, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
I wonder how much ridiculous puzzles are going to be in RE8 that just don't make any damn sense.
There's going to be some dumb thing where you have to like put a wolf's head into some weird thing, or like if they redo that dumb light puzzle where you have to do all the corresponding colors with the Los Luminados symbol like in the church and stuff like that. As long as there's no more vial puzzles, can we never do those ever again? Where you have to rebalance the vial levels when they redid that in 2. You never need to have those ever.
Yeah, no, those suck.
I'm okay with light puzzles, but not file puzzles. No.
I say the nay.
Well, the last thing I saw footage-wise for RE8 before I went into just, bunker mode was the 15-second clip of apparently her Lady Demontress chasing you around the castle. See, I guess how you can kind of see how the Mr. X gameplay works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
It looks pretty good. Although she moves a lot faster than I think Mr. X did.
Well, yeah, and he also just does haymaker you, stand over your body and go, get up. And
exactly.
then try and punch you again.
It seems to me like she'll kick open doors and like crawl under it and freaking start running at you in a somewhat brisk pace. And that's sort of, I could run faster, but I won't because you're not much of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she doesn't really have to run that fast. She's 9'6".
She also kind of unholsters.
Yeah, exactly. She takes about 10 steps compared to Ethan's 1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, and I know unholster is the wrong word to say, but when she gets close enough, when those claws come out, she kind of like almost pulls it like that, like it's a freaking sword. It's like,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah, when she
like this.
Them.
Yeah. You unsheath the claw.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are.
They put too much even every animator just added so much personality with every like little thing they do.
Yeah. Well, they've gotten to the point where they can take their dear sweet time with legitimately everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yep.
There's a reason Capcom is one of my favorite developers. So ever
So
since
nice
they got
They've
that shit
certainly
together,
shot up in my. They've shot up in my mind over the last couple of years since RE7.
well, after they pulled everything internally and started doing it on their own, they've improved drastically.
What I want to know is,
I know
what were
things
they
have
planning
changed since the
before
Dreamcast
RE7?
days, but
Because RE7 was clearly a pushback to how RE6 was received, but what was their plan to do RE7 before? Because I know they had ideas.
Well, one thing that changed a lot of what they did was that DMC reboot.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like after that bombed and did not do well, they got all that backlash. They canceled, they shut down all of their studios outside of Japan and re-internalized everything and then rejiggered everything to have it be in-house. And as much as I don't like people losing their jobs, they've made better content since then.
Yep.
Since they're all keeping a better eye on it. So that's what you do.
Well, like I was saying, I mean, I know
Also,
that
so
things have changed, but like, you know, since the old Dreamcast days, but I mean, like, it's good to see them kind of get their magic back in the modern era. So
No, they just need to make a Dino Crisis game.
exactly. I was just gonna say Dino Crisis. That would be good.
Okay, I would actually really love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And the last thing I'll say about RE8 for the moment, because I could talk about it all freaking days. The merchant has quips. I'm happy.
Oh, I knew he was going to.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Absolutely.
Dude looks like that, man.
He doesn't say what you're
He's a
buying
quipper.
here, stranger, but he says something very similar to it.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna make him say a merchant line. There's gonna be some random moment where what I want, honestly, is you to catch him by surprise after he was just like, and also he goes, "So what are you buying?" Sorry, sir. What are you buying today? Like, I want it to be something dumb like that, where he unintentionally says a merchant line just like him. It'd be great.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
I want like
That would
a
be great.
memo. It's gonna be like my adventures diary in Spain 10 years ago.
Or just like something he's looking for. If there's like I don't know how open world this thing is going to be, because there's been rumors of this being partially kind of open world, or if there's just like something he's looking for, like on the side of his carriage, and it's a picture, and underneath it in quotes it'll say, "That'll catch a high price," or "That'll fetch a high price." I would laugh so hard. This game is going to be
want that.
referenced City
I'm
USA.
sure they're gonna do it. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh
that
my
they're
god,
gonna do
RE7
something
had
like that. There's gonna be
some
so many
references, but
rewarding things.
there weren't a ton. RE8, oh, they're gonna double down so hard.
Oh yeah, because
Yep.
they're basically remaking 4 in a sequel.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. They were like, "Hey guys, what is the one game everybody talks about outside of Resident Evil 2? Resident Evil 4. We just remade 2. What if we kind of in a way do a sequel to 4 and remake 4, even though we're basically haven't told people officially that we're already also remaking 4?" Which I still have weird feelings about that.
I'm hopeful.
I'm hopeful too,
Yeah,
but it's
take
to the
out the
point of where, why? It's not
mean,
like you're
Okay. What they're
it's
going to
like-
probably do is they're going to probably change. Oh, sorry.
go. No, you're good. You're good.
They're going to change the way Ashley works 100%. I'm thinking they're going to make her like
yeah.
Ellie or Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, that'll get rejiggered a lot. It's just that it's like it's not nearly as bad as this rumor of this remaster of The Last of Us. That can go right out the window with how dumb that is. But
I don't even.
It's like, in my opinion, RE4 is an almost 10 game as it is. Outside of there's parts where if you know how to work out how to like control Ashley, you could get over it really quickly. Like you just need to know the levels where you need to tell her to stay behind. And it's fine. Like I get that, but
Also,
it's
the
just
night
like,
outfit doesn't prove either.
yeah. And I'm just waiting for the moment where you're just like, hey, this game is going to have like 13 hours in it when realistically, if you're taking your time through the game, it can last 40 hours. This game is significantly longer than 2 and 3, and they cut stuff from 2 and 3. So that's what scares me. So
Yeah, RE3. I liked RE3, but they cut a lot of stuff like the clock tower that they shouldn't have.
and then they expanded on stuff that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I'm not one of the people that hates the
like
hospital as
like
much
it's-
as others, but the hospital did not need to be, well,
it didn't need to be that long. Yeah,
no, or if they could have done it
No.
differently at least.
yeah, that one like
This is like if they
almost
took
horde
the
mode
beginning
kinda
area of
moment.
RE4
Yeah.
and made Dr. Salvador into a full-on boss fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do
but-
that.
Yeah, like I understand that they cut Gravedigger from 3 because that would not have fit, but
Oh, like, they could have made him fit.
I don't see her fighting a giant like graveyard worm and it fitting in the tone of everything else. Like they cut
damn,
outside of
they
the
probably
alligator in a cutscene, they cut all the random giant bats and giant spiders and all the things that weren't Mr. X out of 2. So anything that seems kind of unnatural, they seem to be getting rid of. I was shocked. I was so shocked when that alligator showed up with how realistic they were showing everything else was. But
Yeah, that alligator looked like something more out of the RE3 original, or honestly, even the Zoe DLC for RE7. What?
So, is there anything else coming up outside of Resident Evil and the Mass Effect collection? Which we should have another Mass Effect podcast after all of us have gotten through the Legendary
totally.
Edition.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
Oh yeah, actually, funny that I was
I
talking
know,
with a friend just yesterday who said he wanted to get into Mass Effect, but he saw footage of the original and went like, that looks too janky. I don't want to play that. This is exactly made for those sort of people.
It is made for those sort of people, and I'll get that with 1. In my opinion, 2 and 3 still look really good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
one is an odd beast, and it's really it sucks that it's the first game. So when you tell
Mhm.
people to play Mass Effect, and they're like, you kind of have to play the first game, and then they play that, and they're like, it's clunky and it looks janky. I'm like, yeah, but 2 and 3 are really good.
One
It's
had a
hard to
really
tell.
good
My
story
retort's
though.
always-
Yeah, it does.
My retort is the dialogue, the characters, and the story is really good. Just ignore everything else.
Absolutely. I'm looking like I'm trying to like that's one thing I can't get through people's heads. Like you guys understand it, but like people that haven't played those games, trying to explain how weird of an experience that is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be the same game. It's going to look prettier, but it's going to play borderlining completely different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the remakes with 3 where it's a different game based off another one. You're just going to have better controls. And some of the boss fights are made to work a little better, like the one with Demona from Gargoyles does her voice. I can't think of it. It's the Yara's mom. Lady Benezia.
You mean
Matriarch.
Wait, you went with Demona and not Marina Sirtis, Counselor Troy?
No, I would go with Demona every time, 9 times out of 10. Gargoyles far
I'm not
over
going to
it.
judge you.
But yeah, like in that boss fight, every time I play it, I don't even get attacked by her ads. Like they don't even make it up the steps.
Really?
I don't want to call that a boss fight because it's so weak.
It's because all the time, like basically the 3 people, you just get Garrus and somebody else with a sniper rifle, and then like they barely even make it past up to the steps. 9 times out of 10, they don't even make it. Like they addressed that in a log actually, that they're rejiggering the AI to actually like come after you better because they had other people experience it as a problem. So they're doing a lot to that first game, which makes me really excited because in my opinion, it might have the best story out of the 3.
It might.
So yeah. I'm looking quite forward to that.
Yeah. Also, they fixed the pop-in bug. That was the most annoying thing, where every
texture
graphical
load-in
would take 20 seconds to load in.
Yeah, that
it was like
got
almost
real
like
bad
Alpha
sometimes.
Protocol bad.
Yeah, Alpha Protocol. They should
remake that. No.
Alpha
that's a game
Protocol's
that
ridiculous.
needs a remake
Because
there's so much to love, but then that surface level is so bad that I don't begrudge 90% of people clicking off after the first mission.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see Racevic's video on that?
No, I don't think
Lucas
I have.
I was gonna say Racevic's video is amazing, where he's like, I had the perfect bug that summed up this game perfectly, and then I forgot to record it, and I was sad. And then the next 10 minutes, the bug happened again because this game is just a graphical nightmare.
Oh, good old Alpha Protocol. I love it.
Although that is the game that made me realize I think I like redheads, because that Scarlet character, god damn.
We were talking about this the other day, and I don't remember exactly if I mentioned it. You know what game I actually want? Getting a full blown RE to RE3 version of a remaster. I want to get a Shaolin Monks game that looks like MK11.
Yes,
I would give a lot to have another game like that. Could play exactly the same, just up the graphics, make it on current gen systems.
That was a decent little game. I actually think Shaolin Monks was the best of their spin-offs.
They almost made another one, but then they just never got it going. They were going to make Fire and Ice, so it was going to be Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Like, they openly talked about it, and they're just
I remember
that.
Man, that would have been cool. Yeah. Too bad
I wish they would be. I wish they'd be able to do that stuff, but it's like they make so much money off just making the fighting games now, and now they have Injustice along with Mortal Kombat, so you don't need to.
It'd be cool if they could just like do it like a little downloadable title.
Scorpion's gonna show up in every time.
Yep. Or even something kind of like Conquest. Just don't have it be Shujinko or Taven. Please.
Yeah. Why can't they do Conquest like in
Deception?
Conquest in like Armageddon?
I didn't mind it in Armageddon, but like the version in Deception was much better because they actually had like side quests and other stuff where you had to like fetch items. And like I was talking with a friend of mine whose podcast I was on earlier this week. It was the first guy I ever met at a Comic-Con too. He's an awesome dude. Eli, if you ever see this, you're great. Where like in the wrestling games, like some of the earlier SmackDown versus Raw early 2K games, they had like here is the 6 wrestlers that have custom made storylines you could play through. Cool. Make one for Johnny, make one for Lou, make one for Katana, make like 6 ones so you don't have to have giant variation on everybody, and just let them play through it. Like have some variation where they run around like a hub world. People gobble that shit up if they put time into it and didn't make it like a side thing, man. I saw footage of that Mortal Kombat Tetris game today when I was looking through old stuff. I miss those dumb little side games. Like, I played the shit out of that Mortal Kombat chess mini game with my friends, where you had to set up your fighters and you had like different health levels. That was fun. And also, hey, if we can't get a reboot of anything, can we get Combat Kart back? Please?
I'm so happy you said that.
I played the ever-living shit out of that Mortal Kombat kart racing game. That was so much fun. And they even had appropriate powers, like Scorpion would pull himself ahead of place with the freaking with the spear. Boraicho would puke to make an oil spill. It was great. We'll never get those games again, but
never.
No. Maybe at best you're gonna get like in one of those like test your luck sort of challenges, maybe.
Which they still keep those around, which I like. Because if you fail at them, you get fatality'd off screen, which is awesome.
I never tire of that, where it's just like, you didn't crack the concrete hard enough. Dead.
Yeah, I also, like, I didn't realize it either until I watched Scorpion's Revenge. Like, they have a reference to that in Scorpion's Revenge, where they have the people trying to break, like, the thing while they're at the table for the tournament. I was like, yes! That's what I want in the sequel movie. For the love of God, please have the test your might moment somehow.
Yeah, if we get a Mortal Kombat 2, you better add the crazy stuff. I want freaking Bo Raicho vomiting on someone. I want test your luck. I want Johnny Cage. You know, maybe you had meat. Maybe had something really stupid.
Well, like the thing is, we're never gonna get anyone like me. But I tell you right now, they're open to do the characters that are a part of the forgotten age that almost bankrupted Mortal Kombat with those 3 PS3, PS2 games. Like, I know I said this during a review. I legitimately had an out-of-body experience when Natara showed up in that movie.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys put one of the Forgottens in this game? I'm just like...
I was going to say, there were some very surprising characters that showed up in the movie, and I'm like, what?
Like, give or
this
take.
One's here. You're here?
Yeah, Su Hao is never going to show up because even Ed Boon has said that's like the most regretted character he's ever made. Like he will deny him on Twitter. This is the guy who
created mocap
3 times even.
Well, it's yeah. Well, like mocap is just a dumb thing where they're like, hey, we really like the guy who did the mocap for the stuff, so we're going to do him a favor. I believe actually something happened to him. There is a story behind why he finally made it in. Or like finally made it in. I talked like they were waiting for years to put mocap in. But I believe something happened with that guy, or one of the big motion capture people that they had there. But it's like there's some that are just never going to make it. Like people say Taven and Shujinko are wet blankets, and they are. But hey, guys.
Yes.
You remember Kai? Whose entire gimmick is... We made a black Shaolin monk. That's representation, right? Oh, no one likes him. Cool. But yeah, Darius.
I still remember the first time someone told me...
Dairu.
Yeah, Darius. I remember the best time someone told me, summed up Darius super well, which is, you like Blade? Well, here's a really dumb copyright fringe version of Blade who's a white guy.
No, Darius is black. Dairu is white. Their Blade ripoff was a black guy.
See, I'm mixing up the lame characters.
Well, Darius and Dairu, how did you get those two mixed up? They're so creative. And then there's Hotaru. What's cool about this guy?
I'm gonna get an angry email tonight from something like, how could you mix up Darius with Daru? This was the best character ever.
They're so cool. They showed up in the Order Realm, which makes sense. The Order Realm and the Chaos Realm. Hey, you know who I want that could show up in these movies? Oh, damn it. What's his name? The guy that breaks his neck is a taunt. He's the Cleric of Chaos. Havoc! Havoc could show up in one of these. Yeah. That guy would be awesome. Where he breaks his knee joints backwards and fires a fireball. That guy. Let's get that guy. Or Movado, the dude whose entire gimmick is that he has stretchy ropes and stole Cabal's swords for some reason. He's probably, oh my gosh, they got rid of Cabal. They probably gotta have Movado.
No. Oh.
But I have also said, I'm pretty sure I told you guys, I want Stryker in the next movie, and I want him to get killed instantly.
Yes, I want Stryker because he sucks.
You know what would be great?
With the backwards baseball cap and everything.
Absolutely.
I want him to show up with the machine gun like he's a cool Mortal Kombat 9 Stryker, and then he takes his hat and turns it around, and it's like, oh, he's douchebag.
You know what my ideal situation is, and it's an absolute impossibility. Absolute impossibility. Will never happen. I want John Cena to play Stryker and get killed in 5 minutes. Because in my opinion,
I would love
that would be great. Like, you want to have the perfect,
that would be the best.
Just macho cop to show up and act like all cool, like Lieutenant Stryker report for duty. Shink! Like, just killed off screen in minutes. Because when I see Stryker from MK9, I see John Cena playing him.
I can see that. Yeah.
But
I prefer Stryker as a loser.
When is he not?
Well, he was kind of cool in MK9, kinda, but it never made up for a backwards hat overweight dude with machine gun who's just a cheapo bastard.
It was one of the most uninspired designs ever. Like, this guy's a cop. He looks like a reject from like a B-Boys video. Like, what the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy?
Video.
Oh, it was just even as a kid, I was like, that guy's stupid.
The guy sucks, man.
I'm so happy they brought him back for MK9 because it shows that someone still cares.
Yeah, it's like they can redo some people and make them work. Like, you know, this is an honest answer of like newer characters to be brought back. I think they should put Scarlet in that new movie because they did wonders with rejiggering Scarlet in MK11.
Yeah.
With the blood magic and all that stuff, she could be really awesome. And it shows that she has the hots for Shao Kahn and wants to be his mistress and whatever, so they could have that be a thing in 11. Or, I mean, in the sequel.
I'm happy you said that. Scarlet was my favorite of the new characters that showed up in MK9.
You mean 11? Oh, no, 9. Yeah, you're right. I had X in my head. Yeah, 9. She's awesome. But also, please have Kenshi as well.
Kenshi. Yeah,
Kenshi's great. Although new characters MK9, that's basically just Scarlet and Robo Sub-Zero. Yeah, that's not
it's Cyborg Sub-Zero. Did anybody else? Was there anyone else that was new besides Scarlet?
I don't think so.
Hold on, you guys talk. I'm going to look up that because I believe you're right, and I never thought about that until just
Kratos now. Unless you want to stretch and say Kratos and Freddy Krueger, but I'm not going to. Come on.
Yeah, holy crap.
I think you're actually right.
Yeah. He's the only new one. Yeah, and then Cyborg Sub-Zero. That's kind of nuts. I didn't think about that till just now. Wow. And she was a DLC character too, if I'm not mistaken. She shows up in the story, but I thought she only got her as DLC. Wow.
Although she's first DLC, but if you play like the tower mode and you're playing as Kitana, she will actually show up in the background of the Shao Kahn fight as like one of the ladies in like the traps along with
she shows
Tanya.
up in the story mode too. Well, like as a background character in that
as a background character. So she's kind of there, but then the DLC is actually her personality. And then the next games is where she actually gets a real personality.
Yeah, in 11 when they made her like a bloodbender, I was like, yes, thank God.
Yeah.
That's true. She is like a bloodbender, yes.
Yeah. Wait, they've got a lot of cool stuff. Can do a lot of
That'd be cool. I wonder how they would actually do that kind of like all of her special moves and stuff, considering it's all blood magic and everything.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess they could get away with it because
they could get away with it, but now I'm looking at these
cyborgs.
It's like I want Cyrax.
Cyrax and Sector.
And I want them to do the stupid was it buzzsaw blade coming out of his chest. I want it.
Or Fatality where he blows up the earth.
Sector never even showed up in Annihilation, so He was spared.
I know.
Sector was spared.
But you know,
Sector is always the
Very
weird
shame.
one, in my opinion.
He
like
was.
when they re-retcon it to make it show that the Lin Kuei just eventually got bored and started making some of their ninjas into cyborgs. I was always kind of like, okay, like Cyrax makes sense because he's got like traps and like nets. That kind of sounds like a ninja. And then you see Sector coming out, and he's got a big old fucking propane tank on his back, and he shoots flames. I'm like, you're a ninja? Like, what?
He's their heavy unit.
Yeah. But yeah,
remember the time they mixed up Cyrax, Sector, and Smoke into like a one character, and they called it Triborg?
The best part about that is that they mixed together Cyborg Sub-Zero, Cyrax, Sector, and Smoke, 4 characters, and then called it Triborg.
Triborg.
So who's the
Not
one that doesn't
Quadborg.
count?
It was just like,
Clearly
come
Cyborg
on.
Sub-Zero because no one cares.
Someone could not count.
No, but also Triborg sounds a lot better than Quadborg. So
I mean, hey, Mortal Kombat, they can't count and they can't spell.
they can't spell. No, they can't. Which, you know what? You got to give it what you got to give it. Man, I watched Ed Boon, a video today from, I can't remember what the company was on YouTube, but Ed Boon explaining all the friendships from MK11.
Yes. That's awesome.
Oh, man. I want Shang Tsung to turn into Ed Boon in the next movie so bad.
I was going to say, I'm like,
Hilarious,
there's no Ed
honestly.
Boon cameo. Zero
No, there
stars.
wasn't. That genuinely shocked me that Ed Boon wasn't in that movie somewhere. I mean, they say his name. They say his and Tobias'
Eddie
name.
Tobias.
Eddie
The
Tobias.
man who took the championship belt off Eddie Tobias.
And I love how they had to say Eddie Tobias because John Boone sounds like the most weird off redneck person ever.
John Boone.
I was like,
just
let's
be a
not gonna be the
fighter
other
named
guy,
John
that's
Boone.
yeah, a fighter named John Boone. I'm like, that sounds like the most hickish redneck
Like, he
thing.
gets
Like, that guy
completely
lives in
killed.
Louisiana on a fan boat.
Gets killed off like instantly.
Absolutely.
It's like it's like the Key and
have
Peele gag.
Shiva
Where it's
do
like
it or
the guy from
somebody like
BYU,
that.
his name is Dan Smith.
Have like Rain come in there and just kill him.
Man, Josh's reaction to me explaining how lame Rain's naming convention is, I think might
That
be
is
my favorite
so
moment of
amazing.
that.
I mean, it truly is amazing
Okay,
when
yeah,
you think
that
about
ain't
it.
lame.
Purple Rain.
And he's a prince, get it?
And he's a prince. Yes. It's awesome.
Ed Boone, you're the best and the
That
worst
was-
all at the same time.
That's like
Oh, he's
his
the
death
best
in
and the worst.
Annihilation was fantastic too.
Boom.
He's like, but master, I
Does anybody else want to disobey my direct orders? Did you make them cry? Tell me, did you make them beg for their life before you made them die mercilessly?
He says, it could not be stopped.
You know what? I almost want to say that I liked Annihilation more than this, just because those characters were more fun than Cole Young.
Because it's so horrible.
I will never stop not laughing
Oh my
at
God.
the first Johnny Cage fighting Shao Kahn. We're just like, Johnny, no. It's like,
The fact that I believe it's that like that it got recast, and from what I read, Lyndon Ashby was like, Johnny Cage is being killed in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm not doing it. Like,
yeah, it's like
I don't blame you.
Wasn't Johnny Cage actually killed in the games at the time?
He wasn't. Yeah, I don't remember. He got killed by Shao Kahn's extermination squads because people weren't playing as him a lot, and Tobias talked about that quite a bit when he mentioned that like people were like, why did Johnny disappear from games for a while? He's like, no one played as him. And then like MK10 didn't have Jade, and people bitched up a storm. And then Ed Boon put on Twitter, it's like, we have the statistics, like however many % of people played as Jade, and it was really low. That's why I didn't get in there. And then they remade her and like changed her up and gave her a really cool design in 11. And then people played as her. It's just like, if you don't play as her, they're not going to put him in the games.
Yeah.
that genuinely shocks me no one played as Jade. I thought she was really good at MK9.
I don't know. People got their preferences. I don't know.
Did they forget that her victory animation is she kind of pole dances her freaking like pole?
Kind of.
Does.
Okay.
It's worth at least 2 points. Come on.
Yeah. Back, you could tell how fast they matured with that stuff. Like, you don't see them being like, and I appreciate it. Like, once they learned how to actually like make female faces, because oh boy, did they not know how to after a while. But like, they were like,
I was gonna say, there's a reason why most of the female characters are have like their faces covered in MK9 because when they don't have their masks on, it looks a little awful.
Yeah. Because after they're like, we could make these women really pretty and have them fully clothed. We're going to make them badasses and not have to have like giant boobs to make people play as them.
Not have an EGM cover with an artist rendition of
but
Come Get Some.
for that.
Exactly. And one of my favorite quotes from MK9 is they're looking at Sonya and Johnny Cage on the bridge, and then Pat from Two Best Friends was like, she couldn't zip that vest up if she tried. That thing is functionally made to not close. To quote Matt,
It's always a great shame that Jean-Claude Van Damme never played Johnny Cage.
I'm not, because the games would be different, and I'm happy
Oh,
how
my
they
Lord.
are. Because we would have gotten Street Fighter Guile as Johnny Cage, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
And also,
I would love to,
admitted
but
that
some
Johnny
moron
Cage-
just get me.
yeah. And it would have became the Jean-Claude Van Damme game,
Yeah,
and I would have been very
totally
okay
would.
with not having that.
Well, hey, it's not like MK11 where it's like, hey, we have Ronda Rousey as everyone's favorite character. All of a sudden, Sonya Blade.
Let's never do that again. Because hey, Rhonda, I like you when you wrestle. I like you in MMA.
That was a bad idea. Don't do that.
You're not good at voice acting.
No.
No, you're not.
She is not. Everyone else was
Thankfully, we have
good,
the
though.
Bridget Wilson version.
Yeah, I just so weird.
Thankfully, Kano's animations for killing her are fantastic and makes me forget.
It is true. And like, I get that they got what was her name? Erica Lindbeck, I want to say. The voice Cassie. I really do miss Ashley Birch though, but I believe that was during one of the strikes and she was doing other stuff and couldn't commit to it, so I get why it switched. But yeah.
I really love Erica Lindbeck anyway, so she's very good.
Yeah.
Erica Lindbeck was great.
All right.
Yeah, she's good in everything she does. She's awesome.
Yep. Well, all right, guys. This has been an interesting episode, I think. I think we've done our part here.
Yeah.
I want to keep it kind of a little bit shorter than usual, so
We ain't got much to talk about, so
yeah. I mean, this is pretty much what it is. So, everybody who has a PS5, I'm not envious of you. Go ahead, have fun with Returnal. Not at all envious.
you want to
Not at
catch
all.
the stream tomorrow? I'll be starting it around 7 p.m. my time.
Sounds
so.
good, man. Yeah, I'll be there.
Sweet.
I'll probably watch it.
Sure thing. Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, but you guys got any recommendations? Anything you've been playing lately that you want to, other than Returnal?
Okay, what I want to say is, on Monday, I'm going to try to speed run RE7 under 4 hours, looking at that achievement for doing under 4 hours, and then I'm going to try to do it on Madhouse because I'm crazy and stupid.
Nice. My fastest time on an RE game is I almost beat 3 in 2 hours.
Damn, nice.
Wow.
But keep in mind, that was on easy, and I used the infinite rocket launcher. So I was just trying to see how fast I could get through it.
That just makes it fun.
It does. You know what? Honest recommendation: if you have a PS2 or an Xbox, go play through some of the old Mortal Kombat games.
Yes.
Play the mini games and play Shaolin Monks, because Shaolin Monks is amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
There's our recommendations.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I was
My recommendations.
I started playing a little bit of Godfall.
Do you like it?
I like it.
Ooh.
Does now
great.
will you agree with me on this? Does that not have the easiest parry in gaming history?
Yes.
You just like the character swings the weapon, hit the button, does it by itself. It's so easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is fine because it's a satisfying parry. It feels so
I mean,
good every time you do it.
Where people were complaining about that boss that has all the different, like, when you he has like the fire that rains from above and all that,
The very,
and then he makes,
the very
like,
first one
the
in
very
that
first
forest
boss
alcove thing.
So were people like complaining about that on normal level, or were they playing on hard and complaining about it? Because
people were complaining it on normal because they couldn't get around everything else. Like they absolutely hated it. It made a lot of people turn the game off. Yeah, I know.
I am not a ninja gamer, dude, and I beat that thing easy.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's just like it's color coded. Just hit the things when you need to. I mean, we're not trying to sound like jerk expert gamers,
No,
but
sorry,
a lot of
I'm
people
not-
complained about it. A
I'm
lot
just
of
wondering-
people did.
Yeah, because it was just not that hard.
No. And Godfall's a pretty game. Holy balls, is
Yeah,
Godfall a
it's
pretty game.
really nice.
That thing is lighting effects the video game.
I'm playing it on PC, so yeah.
Nice.
So
Very
it looks
nice.
really, really good. Yeah. But that's a pretty decent game. I'm surprised.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it's a looter combat game,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
So-
bad.
Yeah. Like to
I
see
was
more
okay
stuff
with
like
it.
that.
Yeah, I mean, hell, it can't be all Call of Duty, Madden, and FIFA and microtransactions, and it can't. Gaming should not go in that direction. It's already going in that direction. But I mean, we need new stuff,
It's
We
why,
do.
yeah,
different things.
yeah. That's why I'm happy Capcom has stayed away from that with Resident Evil. It's not like pay $2 to get an extra ammo pack.
I did give them a
Yeah.
little bit of shit quick before we end. I did give them a little bit of shit because in Devil May Cry 5, you could buy red orbs.
Oh yeah.
Now,
That's
now
good. That was stupid.
give or take, you have more than enough red orbs. It was just for people that wanted to get through it because some of the things you had to buy were 3 million red orbs each character, and there were these EX taunts, and like you got maybe 10,000 red orbs sometimes at a crack if you weren't good at the game. So I'm like, I get it, but let's get back to the days where it's like, when I played through SmackDown Just Bring It and I beat the story mode, I got to play as Fred Durst and I unlocked him as a character. Let's get back to cool stuff like that.
Fred Durst.
You beat the game and you unlock stuff. Let's do that more. What I'm saying is put Fred Durst in more video games.
Honestly, how many games still do that other than Resident Evil? Beat the game, you unlock stuff.
Not many.
Not very many.
Well, like outside of you get
No.
New Game Plus.
Yeah.
That's basically the only thing they do now.
I mean, RE2 basically almost did the Fred Durst thing. Where it's like, you want Leon in a stupid gangster outfit for the game? Here you go.
Yep. Yeah. And then if you want to beat it early, like give or take, they do give you the option to buy the stuff early if you want to, but they don't force it upon you. Like you can just beat the game and get it, which is perfectly fine.
Mhm.
But if you want it, it's like the extra costumes for like $2.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. So
Yeah, it could be worse.
yeah, absolutely.
Now you're saying that I want it to be RE8 for the first time on like Madhouse. You unlock Fred Durst. But it's current Fred Durst.
No. On that note, everybody,
Go ahead.
I think we're done here.
The House
good.
Durst.
House of Durst.
All it is a bunch of werewolves that roll at you.
Keep rolling.
Rolling. They roll and then throw nookies at you.
There you go. And his albums.
And they say, and right before he kills you, he says it's my way or the highway.
Yeah. It's my way or the highway, kid.
Oh my god. The last boss is John Travolta's character from The Fanatic.
Oh my god. It's instead of Lady Demetress chasing you, it's just Moose going, watch out, watch out. Moosey's in the house. Oh my god, this is so scary.
Oh Lord.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
we gotta get out of here.
All right, Tyler, where can everybody find you online?
Yeah,
Especially after this.
enough. This isn't even as embarrassing as the freaking cosplay photos I took today.
Oh man.
All right, so where can we find you on Twitter, Tyler?
Oh, I'm at BioWD. I'm
Okay.
usually in Discords with history, specifically cynical history. I'm actually currently posting a couple of things in the bad history subreddit, reference to World War One, because a video comes out on May 2nd. And I'm in the Facebook
Nice.
group for Renegade Pop Culture every time. So just say it's my name. I'll probably show up. Maybe I'll have a pick. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, Brock, where can everybody find you?
Basically everywhere at Organoid Zero. And now that I have more than enough games to play, I will be streaming regularly again in 2 weeks, or I should say 3 weeks, basically, or actually it'll be 4 weeks considering this. I will have Mass Effect going every Monday, but until then I'll be playing Returnal, Resident Evil. I'm going to try my best to try and get Donkey Kong 64 going because I really badly want to stream that. So,
Nice.
yeah.
There you go. All right, you guys can find me on renegadepopculture.com. That is where we have our show notes, our episodes, articles, what have you. Anything that you want from us is on there. Also, you can find us on Twitter and Facebook. Our official Twitter and Facebook pages are at Ren Pop Culture, Ren Not Stimpy. And you can also find me on Twitter at Kiona Tang, and the Facebook group is facebook.com/group/RPC42 if you guys want to meet up with us on there. So please go ahead and do so. All right, guys, this has been the Arcade Free-for-All, where we just kind of shot the shit about everything. So, this is a fun episode. I enjoyed it.
It was.
All right, and we will see you guys next week, hopefully. All right.
Right.
Peace out, guys.
Yep.